Live from the Export Beer Gardens studios and brought to you, as always, by Export Ultra, the beer for here. This is the Agenda podcast for Thursday, the 30th of January.
The Agenda podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
I almost shat my pants when you said June. I was like, wow.
No, yeah.
Is it June?
I want it to be June. I want it to be June. Welcome, Matt Heath, to the Agenda. First of all, I need to address a few things. Like, at the moment, we're muddling through January, okay? The podcast isn't every day. We're out of neutral, but I reckon we're in, like, second gear, maybe first gear. Maybe into second.
How many days are we doing at the moment?
We're doing like 3 a week or something. But I mean, we'll get into it. It's just we're warming into it. We've got a lot on our plate at the moment.
Well, you're going to do 5 at some point?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 a week. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got the sports book coming up tomorrow as well. So you can deal with that. But anyway.
I mean, less is more.
Yeah, absolutely. And like some of it has to do with Manaia just up and leaving, giving a week's notice. Now he thinks he's some fucking big shot breakfast host. But, Matt Heath.
Yeah.
But it only took 9 shows before Manaia showed his true colours on Radio Hauraki.
I need a juicier carrot to dangle. You know, if I'm going to be doing headstands in my backyard while my neighbour's looking straight up my fucking... Oops.
I don't have any prizes to offer you.
And then he blames...
This is a disaster. Come on,
Do you
choose
want a
what's
prize
coming up
from
after
the prize
7.
cupboard?
And he went on to blame the ACC, saying, look, I've spent too much time on the ACC. That's why I dropped the F-bomb in the middle of breakfast.
One who thought that I was capable of better, first off, why? Second of all, I'm sorry. I'd like to apologise unreservedly. Look, I've been working at the ACC for too long, and I just need to, adjust. And I'd like for you to give me a bit of grace while I go through this adjustment period.
No, fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Fuck you. You got to,
Is the Hauraki breakfast still going? Is that still a thing?
That's him, and that's him just dropping an F-bomb. And, you know what? That's at 20 past 8, and you know too well, Matt Heath, that is kids in the car time.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'd never do it, although I did call Irish people spud fuckers at one point on that very show.
You did say spud fucker, and quite... Not that one there. You could tell he had fucked up by the way he went fuck at the end. But you went, I love spud fuckers. Oh,
what I exactly said was, if I want to call my people spud fuckers, I will. Just being Irish.
I tell you what, you upset the spud fuckers because I think I might have been content.
Yeah, you were at the time.
There.
Yeah,
and I thought it was pretty funny. But then it really fucked off some Irish people who got really upset.
It's unfair. Like, they grow some potatoes. It's hard to upgrade that to spud fuckers.
Well, we grow sheep, and we're called sheep fuckers.
That's true.
So, I mean...
Yeah, that's right. It works for us. We're happy with that.
And my great line, because every time... I mean, back in kind of the early 2000s when we used to go on beige tours to Australia, beige brigade tours for cricket every year, the Aussies, a simple lot, especially the one-day cricket crowd, they just come in from the country, especially in New South Wales, and you go past and you're like, meh, 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 sheep buggers, and you just go, mate, we fuck him, you eat him, so fucking joke's on you. And they're like, oh, fuck, why would I eat you? I eat fucking Australian lamb.
Would you rather, I don't want to keep, would you rather F a sheep or a spud?
Depends what can you boil the spud?
You'd want to boil it.
Yeah, and it'd need to be in
mash.
Agria. Oh, mash.
There's that Beastie Boys song that's a sample from a movie. It goes, if I'd known it was this kind of party, I'd stick my dick in the mashed potato.
I never thought about sticking it in mashed potato. Like, it would...
Am I getting that quote right? Do you remember that quote, Joseph? If it's that kind of party, I'm going to stick my dick in the mashed potato.
Is that good? What kind of party's that?
I don't know. I've only ever heard... I've always expected at some point to come across the movie where that's said in it.
Right.
But I haven't. So I've always wondered that very question. If it's that kind of party, I'm going to stick my dick in the mashed potato. I'm
going to say potato.
Yeah.
I'm going to say potato.
Well, a potato...
only because there's less stigma attached to that than a sheep. Also, there's some logistical challenges around a sheep as well.
Yeah.
Like getting into the stalls,
Consent issues.
Yeah, consent issues around that. Whereas a potato... there's no real concern.
Potato doesn't care.
Yeah, potato doesn't care. Potatoes, you can do it probably in the privacy of your own home, whereas getting hold of a sheep and getting it into the bedroom is quite a challenge.
Do you remember when you were a kid and you'd come across Playboy magazines and they'd have Playboy jokes in them?
Yeah.
I remember one, and it was, why did the guy put a potato on his willy? Why did the guy that was going to the costume party put a potato on his willy?
Why?
He was going as a dictator. It really stood out. That was the quality of the jokes that you got on.
You even remembered that. You have read that Playboy way too many times.
Well, they were rare as hen's teeth back in the day. If you got hold of one,
Oh yeah,
cover to cover.
My favourite memory of stick magazines was I think at university, so it would have been kind of 98, 99, and obviously a flat full of guys. You go to the supermarket and invariably, or the dairy, and the flat card gets put out and buys a couple of stick mags.
Yeah.
For someone
goes, ironically,
Yeah.
we'll buy some stick mags, and then they all go missing.
Yeah, and they were coffee table books for a while, but it was quite interesting. One of them involved someone urinating, but they had blanked out the stream of urine with a black marker pen, like it was redacted.
Right, but you could work it out.
Yeah, but you could tell what it was. But
Yeah.
then, and I'm like, so every magazine that comes into New Zealand that has that in it, some poor soul was sitting in a room with a black marker pen marking out all the urine.
So it was redacted with like a vivid.
Yes.
So everyone in New Zealand. So it must have been in New Zealand. You couldn't have that.
Yeah, you couldn't have pissing.
Wow.
Pissing photos.
I wonder how many didn't quite get the line right on and had to throw the magazine out.
Yeah, it's like imagine you just got a ruler, just like, oh, okay, the piss one, piss one.
Couldn't people just do without, just rip that page out? Do people really need the pissing page?
Also, there was far worse stuff in there than a wheeze.
I remember down in Dunedin that for a while, the council had this big anti-graffiti thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of students and kids were running around writing fuck on walls and stuff. But the guy who did it was a frickin' moron, because he'd come and paint over it, but exactly over it. So it would be the same word, but in brown. There was the C word in brown, F word in brown. It was just all over town. It's like they have hired the dumbest person for the Dunedin City Council. So you have to do more than just the exact outline of the word.
Yeah, that's an issue. That is an issue. Right.
Some sport.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah, do we have to? Anyway, not a lot going on at the moment, but we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with some limited amount of sport, I guess. Righto. First up, Beaudy Barrett has weighed in on the New Zealand Rugby stance on eligibility for Test selection, praising the game's governing body for showing a bit of backbone around the issue.
Backbone.
And I don't know. Is that around just allowing people to go and take sabbaticals? Is that right? Yeah, so they can go to Japan and make.
Well, he's done one.
Yeah, he has. He's done a couple, I think.
Yeah. He's back for the Blues this year, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He is. That'd be good.
I saw him the other day. He's looking good.
Shit starts in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Starts in 2 weeks, like Feb 13th.
Yeah. Me and Beauden Barrett were talking gym, because I'm going to the gym a lot at the moment.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. And he was telling me
Chucking
that.
a bit of tin about?
Yeah, and he was telling me that.
Les Mills?
I'm not at Les Mills. I'm at Health
good.
and Sport, Kingsland.
Oh, good, okay.
If you want to come down and watch me lift some tin.
I'd
I was
rather
there this morning, actually.
I'd rather spend time with you in the sauna at Les Mills.
Sauna at Health and Sport's pretty good, but it's near the toilet, so it's kind of weird.
Does it have undertones to it at all?
Are
Are you nude?
I'm nude, but it says you're not allowed to be.
Oh, okay.
Well, I open the towel up. I go in with the towel and then I open up.
You go with good intentions and then you signal that you're ready to party.
I lay the table.
Lay the cloth out, light the candles.
Yeah, it's like a picnic.
You lay the welcome mat out.
If you went into a sauna and there was one guy there with his towel open and a candle burning,
two glasses of champagne, and he pulls out a little Yui boom.
yeah,
And, yeah.
you'd be backing out of that sauna.
Oh yeah.
Or
Backing in.
backing in.
Yeah. Literally.
But anyway, he was saying to get off the bloody creatine.
Get off it.
Yeah.
Slow you down.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the creatine's that.
Yeah.
The muscle building kind of
he
thing.
said it's just he told me, he says it's just putting water in your muscles, mate.
Well, it's dirty bulking. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think athletes do it because it's just purely size related.
Yeah. He said it's no good. It's no good if you're playing.
Yeah, especially someone like him. He's a lean.
Yeah, but he said a lot of
lean
players
mean.
do it, and just but it's all for how they look. You know, how they look
for show.
For show. He goes, doesn't make you faster. That's what he said. It's not going to make you faster, Matt. And I said, nothing's going to make me faster, buddy.
What? Okay, first of all, why are you discussing athlete nutrition with one of New Zealand's best All Blacks and one of New Zealand's, well, you have to say almost naturally gifted athletes. Why are you even in the same conversation?
You watch the space. There's going to be a series of videos coming out soon.
There's a collab.
There's a collab.
Is there a collab coming?
Yeah, there's a collab. It's
any insight onto what it's called?
It's great specimen. It's called Great Specimen, Terrible Specimen. It's like it's the far end of human form. It's like peak and
peaks and troughs. Peaks and troughs.
Peaks and troughs. Yeah.
Okay. Righto. Well, also, I don't know if you've seen this, but there's a great yarn from Mike Whitney.
Mike Whitney.
Whitney, who it's a good podcast, the Bloke in a Bar podcast over in Australia. And Mike Whitney of Who Dares Wins fame. He was also...
Got to watch out for them whirlpools. I always remember one episode where someone...
Who Dares Wins.
Watch out for them whirlpools in the pool.
I used to love Who Dares Wins. Remember they used to stalk the malls and they go, had like $100 and you go, I dare you to eat that piece of shit, I'll give you $100.
Well, see, that was on the very first episode of Back of the Way Must Be Television, my TV show I made. That was a joke we did on it, where I was going up to people in the mall and going, "I got $5, and if you eat my piss and drink my
drink my piss
and eat my shit, I'll give you $5." It was classic skit comedy.
So Whitney,
who was the absolute smoke show?
Oh yeah, what was her name?
'Cause she was
Tony or something.
Mike Whitney was one of the hosts. Tanya.
Yeah.
Tanya.
She was.
Where did Tanya come from? Where did she go?
She was high up in my formative years, actually. Tanya from Who Dares Wins.
Cotton Eye Tanya, where'd you come from? Where'd you go?
Anyway, Mike Whitney, before the Who Dares Wins, he was actually a cricketer.
Curly-haired cricketer.
Of some note, and most famously for his heroics. Well, not heroics, it was pretty much cheating. Against Danny Morrison and Richard Hadlee when him and Craig McDermott held out. Anyway, he had this yarn talking about the Boxing Day test in 1987 and Sir Richard Hadlee's obsession with memorabilia.
I got called on Christmas Day one day at my mum's at the family home, and I picked it up. You go, "Michael, is that you?" "Yeah, Bobby Simpson here." "Oh, coach of the Australian team, 1987. Boxing Day test starts the next day. Merv's struggling a bit, and Bruce Reed's got a bit of a back, and can you come down to Melbourne? There's a ticket for you at 3:30. We won the first test in Brisbane. Sydney was drawn, and this is the Boxing Day test in Melbourne. So I only played 3 tests. And I wasn't involved in those first 2. But, of course, I'm following it all the time.
And you got called in the night before?
Called in the night before for this Boxing Day test, the last test. We were going to win the game easily on the last day until Sir Richard took the second new ball. He'd already taken 5 wickets in the first innings, and he took 5 in the second. So he took another 10 in that match. 5 or 6 overs to go when I went in. We needed 30-something to win the match. Craig McDermott was out there. I remember him punching me in the chest when I got out there, going, "We can get the runs." I go, "No, we can't. We can't get the runs, mate. We just got to try and block it out."
Yeah.
So fast forward, we hung in there. There was a second last over. Danny Morrison's bowling, and Craig went back onto his stumps, and he missed the ball and it hit him in the pads.
Yep.
And I'm at the non-strikers end, and I look down and I think, that's close.
Yeah.
That's really
That's
close.
out, is what you thought.
Yeah.
And I turn around to walk back, and it's New South Wales umpire Dick French umpiring in the game.
Fucking Dick French.
Because they didn't have international umpires.
Yeah,
They had
yeah.
home umpires.
Yeah.
And I'm walking back to put me bat in, and they're appealing. "Ah!" And I just look, and Dick's eyes just flashed at me, and he went, "That's not out." You're not going to believe it.
God.
Dick's a very elderly man now in his 80s. When I see him, and he usually comes to the Randwick Petersham President's Lunch where I'm president at my club, I go, "Dick, 87 against New Zealand." He goes, "Yes, Michael." I go, "That LBW, Craig McDermott, second last over." He goes, "In my opinion, Michael, not out." "That's my man, Dickie, all right." So he's still giving it not out.
In my opinion.
But somehow I got to face the last over.
Yeah, wow.
And McDermott's got the gloves off. He's sitting on the bat. He ain't running.
Yeah.
I've got to take the last over. And it was Richard Hadlee's 30-something over of the day. Incredible. Just incredible. And I blocked him out. So we drew the match, which gave us a 1-0 win.
Yeah.
If I had got out or Craig had got out, they would have won the test, and it would have been 1-1. and they would have retained the Trans-Tasman Cup. Because we blocked him out, we won it back, and Alan won his first series as a captain.
No way.
So, I should tell you this story. Walking off the ground, the wicketkeeper, Ian Smith, has run over to me and he's given me the ball. And he said, "You did a great thing for Australia today, Widow. You need that ball."
Schrader.
Piece of shit.
Ian
I never
Smith.
thought about it for years, and we got this ball. And then I'm at a lunch with Richard Hadlee 20 years later. He goes, "Have you still got that ball that Smith gave you?" I went, "Yeah." He said, "I took 5 with that ball." And I thought, oh, fuck, I never even thought about that. And then he said, "I took 36 5-wicket hauls in my career, and it's the only ball that I don't have." So I said to him at that stage, "Well, Ian Smith gave it to me."
Smithy, you dirty
Fast
dog.
forward another few years, I'm with Sir Richard and his wife, Diana, Lady Diana. He goes, "How's me ball going?" So I thought, mate, it really is his ball. I mean, I took 2 7-fers. I've got both those balls. They are precious things. Your blood, sweat, tears, your calculations, your effort is in that ball.
Yeah.
So 2015, we're playing New Zealand in the World Cup final down in Melbourne. And 2 nights before that, they had a massive dinner down there. Sir Viv was there, Sir Ian Botham, Sir Richard, had everybody, all the... And a mate rang up and said, "You've talked to me about this ball. Do you want to come down and give it back to him at this function before the World Cup final?" I went, "Yep." So they flew me down there. No one knew I was there. So I come up, and I tell this story much. So I've got it in my pocket. And I asked Richard to come up. And I gave it back to him. He put it in his fingers, and then he put it in his bowling hand like he was going to bowl an outswinger. He just held it, and then this tear ran down the side of his face.
No way.
Well, mate, that really got me then, because it's 5.5 ounces of cork and leather. That's really all it is. But it's not.
Nah.
It's not. I did that much press with him that night, and then I started getting emails and letters from politicians in New Zealand saying, "What you've done for Trans-Tasman relations." I'm going, it's a fucking cricket ball, man. But
It's not.
so, fast forward another couple of years, I'm again with Sir Richard and Lady Di. He gets up to speak at this function. I go, "Diana, how's my ball going?" She goes, "That bloody ball, you open the front door, it's in a glass case with a fucking story about it."
Oh, no
As soon as you
way.
walk in, Mike Whitney, Richard
Oh,
Hadlee in
that's
Richard's
so
front
good.
door.
That's so good.
So what it's done for me and Richard is that we keep in contact.
Yeah.
We email each other on birthdays. We talk over the phone sometimes.
But as you said, like, it's just a cricket ball, but it's not. Look at the story around that ball.
His life, and I've never asked him this, but I will, his life would not have been complete until I handed him back that ball.
No
and he's
way.
got the 36
Yeah, of course.
balls that he took 5 for.
Yeah, wow.
He would have had 35. He would have never, and I knew that. And I'd had it for 27 years.
So there you go. Well, that great storytelling from Mike Whitney.
Yeah.
Good on him for giving the story. But the villain of that is Ian Smith.
Oh, absolutely.
So he's given the ball to the Australian after the Dick French decision,
And-
after everything. He's just done that to be a dick, isn't he?
He would have known that Richard Hadlee,
Yeah.
Sir Richard, keeps every ball from his fifer. He would have known that because he would have kept to most of those 37 fifers.
And he gave it to Mike Whitney, the batsman.
Yeah. Just shows the...
He is the villain. He actually should get his passport revoked for that. Go and live in Australia, Ian Smith.
It just shows the rift in that team because
Yeah.
obviously there was the famous Jerry Coney.
Yeah. Well, I always
Sir
thought
Richard.
that I always thought that Ian Smith's always claimed that he was sort of the peacekeeper between them, and Jeremy Coney would say, "Can you ask the bowler from Canterbury if he's willing to,
Bowl another over."
Bowl another over.
And here we
the
go.
tune of Canterbury.
And he goes, "You can tell the batsman from
I
Wellington."
didn't think he'd give up.
He can give up.
But it turns out Ian Smith was
Yes.
just he was probably stoking things in the middle.
Yeah, he was
He's one of those classic peacemakers. It's actually the war maker.
double agent.
I read a lot into that.
Yeah.
That is dirty from Ian Smith.
Yeah.
And also he was thinking about future commentary gigs over in Australia.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah.
It's funny how it motivates Sir Richard. He's still obsessed by that, like to this day.
Yeah.
Is still obsessed by that. And he struck up a friendship now with Jeremy Wells, Jeremy Wells is obsessed with Richard Hadlee.
Yeah.
So in turn, Richard
It's
Hadlee,
unhealthy.
Richard Hadlee now has almost treated Jerry like a little side piece, which when he wants to get fluffed, he's in a text relationship with Sir Richard, and he'd text him, and Sir Richard would come back with like a page of dialogue.
It's the only person more impressed with Richard Hadlee than Richard Hadlee is Jeremy Wells. So he's found, because about 90% of all thoughts in Jerry's head are about Richard Hadlee.
Yeah, because I was saying, like, on average, men think about the Roman Empire at least 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah.
He thinks about Sir Richard Hadlee at least 6.
Yeah.
Like 6 or 7 times a day.
Yeah.
If given the option, do you think he would choose to live with his lovely partner Tulsi or Sir Richard Hadlee?
Sir Richard Hadlee.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine them together?
That Joe would just spend every night, Jerry would get home from work and just sit and watching Richard Hadlee highlights with Richard Hadlee.
And they'd hold hands.
hands.
Two lazy boys in front of a 80-inch TV.
Yeah.
They would hold hands and watch highlights. You're
Yeah.
right. I don't think they'd watch highlights. I think they'd watch full replays.
Oh, full test matches.
Yeah, full replays of test matches. They'd get that Samsung channel.
Yeah.
And all the early
Great
80s
channel,
cricket.
that.
Yeah, it's an amazing
Yeah.
channel. And I'd sit there and hold hands and drink red
Every
wine.
time I turn my TV on, it's on, and then because the way my Samsung TV's just if you press it on, it starts on
Yeah.
that channel. And so, like, I'm about to do something, and then that'll be on, and then I'll end up sitting down and go, "Oh yeah, when's that?" And then before you know it, you've got half an hour.
Who did that deal?
Can we get rid of graphics? Cricket was so much better when you just had just this kind of massively just 2 numbers.
And it was pixelated.
Pixelated. With a,
And also the boundary-
like they didn't have the processing power to really put the bowler or batsman's name on the screen.
No. And then also the boundary was the hoardings.
Yeah. Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah. And
So there's no dispute. If it hits the hoardings,
Yeah.
it's a 4.
yeah, and if you want to dive headfirst into the hoardings to stop a 4, that's
Yeah.
on you.
But that's one thing I do notice when I watch that is people weren't that into fielding back then.
Oh shit, no. No, it was almost like a real laborious task
Yeah.
in cricket back then.
Those only teams that weren't that good got it really good at fielding.
Yeah.
Like
New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand. New Zealand was
and when South Africa came back in with Jonty Rhodes, they
Yeah.
kind of revolutionised that. But I don't know someone at Samsung, I don't know,
Yeah.
if you've got a Samsung TV, a new one, you'll know. But they've got this one channel that just plays replays of 80s cricket.
It's so great.
Over and over again. There must be someone at Samsung, a Korean company, but
Yeah.
there's someone who's a massive cricket fan.
Yeah.
Because we need to just get a channel that just plays 80s cricket.
I sent Jason Gunn this thing the other day that I saw in that. Like
Yeah.
I filmed it off the TV, and it was Jason Gunn was in the crowd, and Richard Hadlee was. It was in the 91 World Cup, and Richard Hadlee. I think it was 91 World Cup, but Richard Hadlee was commentating.
Oh, 1990?
1990,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
what am I talking about? 92, 92, you get there. I think it was then, but Richard Hadlee was commentating, and it went to Jason Gunn in the crowd as a young man, and Richard Hadlee was just going, he has that man. I saw it the other night, he's got the best Frank Spencer impersonation you'll ever see. And Richard Hadlee's just going on about how great Jason Gunn's Frank Spencer. He's a great young man. He's a great individual. He's actually a decent cricket player as well. I've seen him play, but he has the absolute best Frank Spencer impersonation you'll ever see. It's about 3 or 4 minutes of the commentary.
Sir Richard.
In an ODI.
How low were we? How desperate were we? We had Sir Richard on commentary. Jesus Christ. Hey, Matt, your thoughts on the NFL conference finals? We've got the Chiefs versus... who are they playing?
The Eagles.
Eagles, that's right. The Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles. I'm all in on the Eagles. Everyone is. The entire world is. The only place that's in on the Chiefs is Kansas.
Yep.
Dirty, cheating bastards.
Yep.
Absolutely
it their
freaking
fault?
horrific officiating in every game they're involved in.
Is it their fault, though, or is it officiating? You can't blame the team, can you?
Well, if you're a conspiracy theorist, you think the NFL wants Taylor Swift up there ruining it for everyone that enjoys football.
Oh, so this is an anti-Swift campaign.
No, it's a pro-Swift campaign.
Oh, but in terms of supporting Philadelphia,
They just want for the ratings, so you get the Swifties.
Oh, you get the Swifties.
Swifties. If the Chiefs had been rightfully knocked out, although you got to say Josh Allen that last drive, Jesus Christ, mate, you had your opportunities.
Yeah.
But yeah, and look, I'm not even angry because the Eagles they knocked out Rams, but the Rams their practice facility had burnt down and their whole city was on fire, and then they had to play in the snow in Philadelphia. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was a rough transition for them. But yeah, no, it's got to be Eagles, and anyone that's a Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan,
Yeah,
loves it. There's lots of memes to support them with.
Yeah, I'm into that as well.
And it's so good when you see the crew there. Not that they'll be there. Hopefully they're in attendance.
Yeah, that'd be great. Meanwhile, Dallas Cowboys owner and GM Jerry Jones had this to say about his head coach.
There's a very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes. Very low percentage.
I think you get smiles. I think smiles and glory holes is.
The Dallas Cowboys, they need to up the amount of bloody glory holes they got going on. That's their problem.
What was he trying to say?
I
don't know what he's. What?
Like just glory, not glory holes, or because there's nothing else that's glory something else.
Which
glory, hallelujah.
There's a very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes.
So
very low percentage.
So something he's trying to say. A very low percentage of is always going to be happy and
and glorious, or like maybe like the glorious moments or whatever.
Yeah. So what says
glory
to
holes.
me is he's gone down a glory hole rabbit hole at some stage, and it's top of mind.
Yeah.
So he's
definitely heard of a glory hole.
It's like when Ian Smith said that he'd been watching lots of athletics on YouPorn. Was it YouPorn or RedTube?
Yeah.
RedTube. He goes, I've watched plenty of stuff. I mean, they stream it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's obviously top of mind.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones has been up to something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess
he's old enough, rich enough.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah. If you got the money.
Yeah.
If there's someone willing to be on the other end of it.
Yeah. If he could pay for whatever he wanted. His house is probably full of them.
Yeah. Well, going back to Jeremy Wells, he's got a glory hole at his house.
He's got a mobile one. He's got one he brings around to parties.
Yeah.
It goes in and around.
Take that around to Richard Hadlee's house.
Anyway,
so Richard Hadlee had 50 Shades of Grey in the background of that shot that time.
Yeah, when he does interviews. It was during COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah, in front of his
bookshelf.
bookshelf.
All of his books.
And it was like right beside his right ear, camera left ear, was just 50 Shades of Grey. You're like, good on him.
My worst nightmare, going to an athletics event, and it's usually involved around getting a javelin through the temple.
Oh, yeah.
But did you see this father who was killed protecting his family by an errant hammer throw?
Where was that?
It was in America, in Colorado.
Good the newspapers in New Zealand lie, because I read that, and I read the headline.
Yeah.
But I thought it was in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Because they wait till the very end of the article where they say this is a 1 in a trillion thing that happened in a remote part of America.
Yeah, and this is what they did.
I thought it was at Lancaster Park or something.
They did it the other day. Lancaster Park. It's liquefact. That's liquefied. That is liquefied a long time ago. But they did the same with the Sail GP when the ferry that went through the practice race of the Sail GP, which happened on the Wednesday before the weekend, and the Sail GP put it out, and it was no big deal. But the Herald then released it on the Monday, like it had gone through the final race on the Sunday. Yeah. So anyway, it's weird. But anyway,
that's dishonest.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
That's annoying. That's what it is. But he was trying to protect his family. Like if you've got a hammer, you've got a metal ball coming your way.
Yeah, and poorly named a hammer. It's nothing like a hammer.
Nah,
it's more of a mace.
How are you stopping a hammer if it's coming at you? Because you can't catch it, can you?
You just got to use your body.
Take it to the chest.
Yeah.
Leg.
Did he take it to the face?
I think potentially.
Maybe he turned his back and it hit him on the side of the head.
Yeah, I think he's definitely taking it to the head.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if he took it front on, staring it in the eyes.
Oh, he went to headbutt it. Oh my God.
he was an exploded. He played a bit of soccer, bit of football.
See, that's what that just gives me the willies because it's
a horrible way for your parent to die in front of you.
But in front of a whole crowd would have been there as well.
Yeah.
It's bad enough when a cricket ball gets hit into the crowd and you hear it hit someone.
I was playing golf with my son the other day at the driving range, and he was just getting so many violations for smashing it into the pit and putt.
Oh yes,
but you can't be killed by a golf ball. So why aren't you allowed to shank it terribly into the where people are playing?
I played Twilight on Tuesday night, and I was playing with in our team, our 4-ball, and we teed off, and we could see it go in high in the air, and we see the wind catch it, and we're like, it's going to come quite close to that other group on the other fairway. And then a real late, and it landed right in the middle of them. It just skimmed one guy's head, and there was a lot of arms going up, and we were like, a lot of sorries. And then I was next to tee up and I was like, fuck him, I'll put another one on them.
Yeah,
but
good plan.
Just jokingly, because I'm not that good at golf to do that. And I fucking put it straight back on them. And I shouted 4 again. And to their credit, they all dived to the ground like it was a grenade. It was like chocolate mousse jumping on the grenade in Top Secret. and I went past, I was like, full credit, I enjoyed your second reaction to that. They just all dived to the ground. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
But can how badly can you be hurt by a golf ball?
I guess if you get it in the temple, it's going to hurt. It's anything around.
I guess it's not a good time.
The head, anything around the head is going to probably do a little bit of damage, but
nothing on a hammer.
Nah, fuck no, nothing on a hammer.
Yeah. A cricket ball will do a bit.
Yeah, that would do it. That's an accident waiting to happen. That one. So
wait till how they shut everything down when that happens.
Oh my god,
there'll be like nets all around.
They'll put nets up.
Yeah,
I guarantee.
I bet there's someone itching to put nets up already.
Oh yeah,
the people just absolutely New Zealand cricket will be absolutely just they'd love to try and get less people to the games by putting nets up.
Yeah, let's add some extra cost. We've got traffic cost. We've got staffing. Let's make them put nets up. Let's make them the boundaries bigger. Anyway,
yeah.
If you want to make yourself $5,000 richer, Matt Heath?
Shit, yeah.
All you have to do is get and smash some lasagna toppers. This summer, thanks to Lasagna Topper, we are going to top up your summer. All you have to do is simply head in store like your supermarket, buy a tray of toppers, scan the QR code, look out for the ACC logo on it, scan the QR code to win $5,000 cash to top up your summer. If you want all the details, text SCAN to 3236 so you can basically get $5,000 for smashing some lasagna toppers, lasagna toppers. Right.
Delicious.
It's a quick break. We'll be back with a few yours pleases, which I believe it mainly involve abusing me.
Yours please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
Rightio, let's get into it. Yours please.
Yeah, g'day lads and Happy New Year's to you. Hey, after a few large sessions over the festive period, it raised a few questions, so I thought I'd come to you two fellows that seem to be experts in this field. Getting nude while very well inebriated, bear in mind this is a private setting, is that a problem? I don't know, I just need some clarification. Love yes, fuck yes.
A private setting, nude. Is that what
how private? If it's by yourself, then I got nude today by myself in the shower.
Yeah, but I think in a private party, say you have a house party.
I think it brings a lot of joy.
Yeah, I do too. I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
I have been known to get nude quite a lot. I mainly double it down with maybe some fire as well. Bushfire.
Bushfire.
Yep.
Yeah, let it burn.
Or dance the flaming asshole.
I was just away over the weekend and ran into my partner's my girlfriend's friends.
Yeah.
And she goes, that guy, he was always a good time and always get nude at parties. And so, and then later on he came up to me and said, I'm not getting nude at parties anymore. He's not doing it. He's hung up his nudity.
He's hung up his dick.
He goes, I've got a kid now. I can't be getting nude at parties. And I was like, I know lots of people that have got kids that get nude at parties. Yeah. But he was like,
just don't get nude at your kid's party.
Yeah. And then everyone was really disappointed. He's hung up his nudity. He's not doing it anymore.
Something happened.
He'd hit 40, and he thought 40 was...
Really?
You can't
do that. You can't hang up your boots.
Yeah.
Once you hang up your boots, you're done.
Yeah, because he was in town from overseas, and everyone was so excited because he always got nude at parties.
The nude night.
We're at this house party.
Yeah. Nude.
Late at the night.
Nude night.
Yeah.
Didn't do it.
He said he's hung up his nudity. It was
it's sad.
And it made everyone quite upset.
Yeah, well, that's sad. You're upsetting. You're letting yourself down and you're letting your friends down.
And letting me down because I'd been really talked up.
Yeah.
And I was the first one he told that he'd hung up his nudity because he didn't want to break it to his, close friends from high school. Semi-outsider, boyfriend of one of the people from the original crew. He sort of came to me, shuffled up, and said, "I've hung up my nudity."
Oh God, I know. Let's call him Tom.
Harper?
No, it's another Tom.
He gets pretty nude.
He's a big nudist as well.
He gets pretty nude. He gets fully nude.
And he did something. He was up in Muriwai surfing, and a wedding was taking place. Wedding photos were taking place on the beach, and he went up to them and said, "Oh, do you want a special wedding photo?" And he told them his plan, and they were like, "Sure." And so the wedding photo, and he's got the photo, is of them on the black sand beach, posing like this, and in the background is a dude sprinting nude into the water, full stride. It's one of the greats.
That brings joy.
Oh, totally. I was like, what the fuck? Were they just randoms? He goes, yeah. They were into it. He goes, that's high risk because it could have gone either way. Don't fuck off your sex pest.
Yeah.
But good on you, Tom.
Yeah, good on you.
Anyway, next one. Yours,
Brings a lot of joy. So go for it.
Yep. Get your diddle out.
Oh, yeah, Manaia's back. You never left. Oh, yeah, can't be fucking doing a podcast. Yeah, you ain't fucking lying about that. Yeah. Oh, I need my daily dose of the agenda.
Okay,
I understand it's not a daily thing, but I need it to be.
Okay.
We need it to be. The nation. There should be an investigation. Please, love you, fuckers.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back. We're just, like I said, we're in second gear. We're struggling to get out of neutral this year, but we'll be back into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder which way that guy was turning.
I don't know. He
goes, it sounded like an angry right turn. You know,
it wasn't. Yeah,
it was an angry
like
right turn.
It's definitely a right. Yeah, he's like always got his indicator on that guy when he leaves a message. Anyway, last one, yours, please.
It's 8 a.m. Thursday morning. There's no podcast on Wednesday, mate. What's going on? I hear Devlin's looking for a job. He loves sport, and he also loves controversy. It'd be a good match for you, and I know you love him. Fuck South Canterbury.
Right, we'll be back. And look, we haven't got enough light bulbs to employ Martin Devlin, so that won't be happening.
Yeah. So how is it going to... Oh, you're going to work it out?
Oh,
I'm doing Thursdays.
Yeah, you're doing Thursdays. I'm like, we're getting there. And also, this is mild admin, but I've got school holidays at the moment. I'm under the pump.
Yeah.
But from next week, we'll be back. Don't worry about it. So
All right.
you can get your daily dose. But Matt, thanks for joining us.
No.
You get up to ZB and you upset some boomers.
Yep, I will.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, mate.
Okay, then. All right. See you busy. All right. Love yous, fuck yous.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.